After 7 years of silence, my twin sister stood at my door and said 3 words that shattered everything. Her name is Natalie. We shared everything. The same face, the same dreams, the same secrets. I thought I found my forever. She stood right beside me when I said I do. Then one morning I woke up alone. His closet was empty, so was our bank account. Don't look for us. We love each other. Signed with my sister's initial for 7 years. I didn't look. Then she came back, and the truth was worse than the betrayal. Let me start from the beginning, from when we were still the Cooper twins, from when I still believed in forever. My name is Natalie Cooper. I'm 35 years old, and for the first 28 years of my life, I was never alone. Not really, because I had Vanessa, my twin sister, my other half, my mirror. People always asked us what it was like being an identical twin. We'd smile and say the same thing at the same time. It's like having a built-in best friend who can never leave. We were wrong about that last part. Growing up in Minnesota, Vanessa and I did everything together, same bedroom until we were 12, same clothes until we were 14. We thought it was hilarious to confuse our teachers. Same first kiss story. We both kissed Danny Morrison behind the gym in 8th grade, different weeks. He never figured out which twin was which. We thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Our parents divorced when we were 9. Dad moved to California. Mom worked double shifts at the hospital. So it was just us, Vanessa, and Natalie. The Cooper twins, a 2-person team against the world. There were differences, of course, small ones. Vanessa was born 4 minutes before me. She never let me forget it. I'm the older sister, she'd say. I have to protect you. She was louder, more confident. The one who walked into a room and made everyone notice. I was quieter, more careful, the one who noticed everything from the edges. Teachers called her the spark and me the steady one. Boys wanted to date Vanessa. Boys wanted to marry me. At least that's what our mom always said. Turns out one boy wanted both. I met Ryan Mitchell at a coffee shop in downtown Minneapolis, October 15th, 2015. I was 26, working my first real job as an interior designer. Stressed about a client presentation. He was in line behind me. I ordered a vanilla latte. He said, "That's exactly what I was going to order." It was a lie. He ordered black coffee, but I didn't know that then. I just knew he had kind eyes and a warm smile, and he asked for my number before I even finished paying. Our first date was 3 days later. Our first I love you was 3 weeks after that. Our engagement was 6 months later. Everyone said we were moving too fast. My mom, my coworkers, even Vanessa. "Are you sure about him, Nat?" she asked. "You barely know him." I told her she was just jealous, that she'd never had a relationship last more than 2 months. She didn't bring it up again. The wedding was June 22nd, 2016. Small ceremony, backyard of Ryan's aunt's house, 47 guests. Vanessa was my maid of honor. She stood beside me as I said my vows. She cried harder than I did. "I'm just so happy for you," she whispered during the reception. "You found your person." I hugged her and said, "You'll find yours too. I promise." She squeezed my hand a little too tight, but I didn't think anything of it. I was too busy being happy. The first 2 years were perfect. We bought a house, a little 2-bedroom in Maple Grove, 20 minutes from the city, white fence, red door. A garden I promised to plant, but never did. Ryan traveled a lot for work. Business development, he said. Vague, but important sounding. I didn't mind. I trusted him. Vanessa came over every Sunday for dinner. She was between jobs, between apartments, between boyfriends as usual. "You're so lucky," she'd say, watching Ryan cook. "He's perfect." "I know," I'd say. I didn't notice the way she looked at him when she said it. Year 3, things started to shift. Little things. Ryan working later, checking his phone more, smiling less. I asked him once, "Is everything okay?" He pulled me close and said, "Everything's fine, babe. Just work stress." I believed him. Around the same time, Vanessa started canceling our Sunday dinners. "I'm seeing someone," she said. "It's new. I don't want to jinx it." I was thrilled. Finally, my sister was finding her own happiness. "When do I get to meet him?" I asked. "Soon," she said. I promise she never brought him to dinner. Now I know why. I need to pause here, because what I'm about to tell you is the moment my life split in two, the before and the after, the person I was and the person I had to become. And if you've ever trusted someone completely, a partner, a sibling, a best friend, and had that trust shattered. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered how you missed the signs, comment "I trusted them" below. I need to know I'm not alone in this, because the morning I'm about to describe was the loneliest moment of my entire life. March 7th, 2020. I woke up at 7:15 a.m. to an empty bed. That wasn't unusual. Ryan often got up early for work calls. I reached for my phone to check the time and saw a text from my mom, "Call me when you wake up." "Love you." Weird. She never texted that early. I got up to make coffee. That's when I noticed Ryan's briefcase wasn't by the door. His coat wasn't on the hook. His car wasn't in the driveway. I walked back to our bedroom and opened his closet, empty. Every shirt, every suit, every pair of shoes, gone. My hands were shaking as I grabbed my laptop. I logged into our joint account, the one we used for bills, for savings, for our future. Balance, $0. 0. Yesterday, there was $63,247.18 in that account. I clicked on the transaction history, March 6th, 11:47 p.m. wire transfer. $63,247.18 to an account I didn't recognize. I called Ryan, straight to voicemail. I called again, voicemail. I texted, "Where are you? What's happening?" No response. I called Vanessa. Maybe she knew something. Maybe she could help. Her phone was disconnected. I found the note on the kitchen table, under a coffee mug, hidden like she was ashamed to leave it in plain sight. "Natalie, I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just going to say it. Ryan and I are leaving together. I know you'll hate me." "You should. What we did is unforgivable. But I need you to understand we didn't plan this. It just happened. We fell in love. Don't look for us. We're starting over somewhere new. Somewhere no one knows us. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't call Mom. V." I read it 3 times before I understood. My husband, my twin sister, gone, together. I don't remember how long I sat on that kitchen floor. Minutes, hours, I don't know. I remember the tile was cold. I remember staring at the note until the words blurred. I remember thinking, this isn't real. This is a nightmare. I'll wake up and Ryan will be making breakfast and Vanessa will call to complain about her latest Tinder date. But I didn't wake up because I wasn't sleeping. I was living inside the worst moment of my life. Neutral. My mom found me 3 hours later. She had a key. She'd been calling all morning, both me and Vanessa. When neither of us answered, she drove over. She found me still on the kitchen floor, note in my hand, coffee cold on the counter. Natalie, honey, what happened? Where's Ryan? Whereas I handed her the note, I watched her face change as she read it. Confusion, then shock, then something I'd never seen before. Rage. That bitch, she whispered. That selfish, ungrateful mom. I'm calling the police. This is theft. They stole from you. Mom. She stopped, looked at me. They stole more than money, I said. And I don't think the police can fix that. I tried calling Vanessa for 3 weeks, every day, sometimes twice. The number you are trying to reach is no longer in service. I tried Facebook, blocked, Instagram, blocked, email, no response. I even tried Ryan's work. His company said he'd resigned 2 weeks earlier. No forwarding information. They had planned this carefully, deliberately, while I was going to work, cooking dinner, sleeping next to my husband. They were planning their escape, and I never saw it coming. I couldn't stay in that house. Every room had memories. The couch where Ryan proposed, the kitchen where Vanessa and I made our mom's birthday cake, the bedroom where I fell asleep next to a man who was already gone in his heart. I sold it all. The house, the furniture, the life. I moved to a small apartment in St. Paul, new city, new start, but you can't outrun yourself. Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw her face, my face, our face. And I'd wonder, when he touched her, did he close his eyes and pretend it was me? Or did he always know the difference? I need to stop here for a moment. If you've ever been betrayed by family, not a stranger, not a friend, but blood, there's a special kind of pain that comes with it. Strangers can betray you and you think, I should have been more careful. Family betrays you and you think, what's wrong with me? If you've ever asked yourself that question, what's wrong with me? When the real question was, what's wrong with them? Comment. I blamed myself below because I spent years thinking I wasn't enough, that I was the boring twin, the safe choice. I was wrong. But it took 7 years and one knock on my door to understand that. 7 years is a long time, long enough to rebuild a career. I started my own interior design firm, small but successful, long enough to make new friends. People who didn't know about the Cooper twin scandal, as my mom's church group called it, long enough to try dating again, a few dinners, a few second dates, nothing that stuck. I told myself I was happy, independent, healed. But every year on my birthday, I'd realize somewhere out there, Vanessa is turning the same age today. Is she celebrating? Is Ryan making her a cake? Does she ever think about me? I never called, never searched, partly because I was angry, mostly because I was afraid of what I'd find. A perfect life, a happy family, everything she stole from me, thriving. I couldn't handle that. So I didn't look. For 7 years, my twin sister was a ghost, a memory, a wound that never fully healed. And then one October evening, she became real again. October 3rd, 2027, I was home early for once. Glass of wine, reality TV, the kind of mindless evening I'd come to appreciate. The doorbell rang at 7:42 p.m. I wasn't expecting anyone, probably a package, maybe a neighbor. I opened the door without checking the peephole, and there she was, Vanessa, my twin, my other half, standing in my doorway like no time had passed at all. Except time had passed. You could see it. She was thin, too thin. Her cheekbones sharp, her collarbones visible under a cheap gray sweatshirt. Her hair was dull, unwashed, shorter than she ever wore it, and her eyes, God, her eyes, they looked like mine did 7 years ago. On the kitchen floor, reading that note, broken, Natalie, my name, in her voice. After 7 years, I didn't move, didn't speak. I know I don't deserve to be here, she said. Her voice was hoarse, like she'd been crying for hours or years. I know you probably want to slam this door in my face, and you should. I would. I still didn't move, but I don't have anywhere else to go. And she started crying, not pretty crying, the ugly kind, the kind that comes from somewhere deep and broken. I need help, Nat. I need my sister. Please. 7 years of silence, 7 years of pain, and she shows up asking for help. What do you do? I'll tell you what I did. I opened the door wider. He sat on my couch. The one I bought after selling everything from my old life. I sat across from her, arms crossed, guarded. Where's Ryan? I asked. Might as well start there. She flinched at his name. Gone. He's been gone for 4 years. Gone where? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care anymore. She pulled her sleeves over her hands, a nervous habit we both had as kids. It started falling apart within a year, she said. Actually, no, that's not true. It was falling apart from the beginning. I just didn't want to see it. What happened? She looked at me. Really looked. He was never who he said he was, Natalie. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. A chill ran down my spine. What do you mean? Vanessa took a deep breath. Ryan Mitchell isn't his real name. It's Ryan Castellano. And I wasn't the first woman he did this to. We weren't even the second. I felt the room tilt. What are you talking about? He's a con man, Natalie, a professional. He targets women, makes them fall in love, gets access to their money, and then he disappears. But he married me. We had a life. He married another woman before you, Jennifer Caldwell in Ohio. Same story, charming, perfect, and then one day, gone. With $40,000 of her savings, I couldn't breathe. After us, Vanessa continued, there was another one, Maria Santos in Arizona. He stayed with her for 3 years. Took $200,000. How do you know all this? Vanessa's eyes filled with tears because I spent 4 years trying to find him, to understand what happened, to understand how I gave up everything for a man who never existed. She paused, and that's when I got sick. Sick? I asked. What kind of sick? Vanessa didn't answer right away. She just looked at me with those eyes that mirrored mine. 8 months ago, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Stage 3. The words hit me like a physical blow. The doctors in Phoenix were optimistic at first. Chemo, surgery, a fighting chance. But it spread. Vanessa, I'm not here because I want to die alone, Natalie. I mean, I don't, but that's not why I came. She reached into her bag and pulled out her phone, showed me a photo, a little girl, maybe 5 or 6. Blonde hair, green eyes, our eyes. Her name is Natalie. Vanessa whispered, I named her after you. I stared at the photo, a child. My sister had a child. R, named after me. She's 6, Vanessa said. She was born a year after we left. He was already pulling away by then. I thought a baby might fix things. It didn't. No, it made things worse. He wasn't interested in being a father. He was barely interested in being a husband. 6 months after she was born. He was gone. And you never told me. I was ashamed, Natalie. I gave up everything for him. My sister, my family, my integrity, and it was all for nothing. For a man who didn't even stay for his own daughter. She wiped her eyes. I named her after you because I wanted her to grow up with your name. Even if she couldn't grow up with you, it was the only way I could apologize without actually apologizing. I didn't know what to say. My niece, 6 years old, named after me. And I didn't even know she existed. Where is she now? I asked. With a neighbor in Phoenix, a wonderful woman who's been helping me since the diagnosis. But Natalie, she paused. I don't have long, maybe 6 months, maybe less. The chemo stopped working. We're talking about hospice now, Jesus, Vanessa. I'm not asking for pity. I made my choices. I have to live with them, die with them. She squeezed my hand. When did she take my hand? But she didn't make those choices. Lily, that's what I call her. Lily, short for Natalie. She's innocent. She didn't ask for any of this. What are you asking me? Vanessa's voice broke. I'm asking you to take her when I'm gone. Be her mom and give her the life I can't. I pulled my hand back. You want me to raise the child you had with the man who destroyed my life? I want you to raise your nice. My daughter, the only good thing that came from the worst decision I ever made. I stood up, walked to the window. You can't just show up after 7 years and ask me to become a mother. I know. You stole my husband, my money, my trust, my life, Vanessa. And now you want me to, I know. She was crying again. I've gone over this 1,000 times. Who else could I ask? Mom's 68 with a bad hip. Dad hasn't spoken to either of us in a decade. Ryan is, God knows where. You have friends. I have nobody. Natalie, nobody. Because I burned every bridge I had when I chose Ryan over everyone who loved me. She stood up, walked toward me. You're the only family I have left. The only person I trust enough to raise my daughter. The only person I know will love her the way she deserves to be loved. How do you know that? You don't know me anymore. I know you, Nat. I've always known you. You're the steady one, the good one, the one who shows up, even when I don't deserve it. I need to stop again, because I know what some of you are thinking. How could she even consider it after everything Vanessa did? And I get it. I really do. But I want you to ask yourself something. If the person who hurt you most showed up dying and alone, asking for help not for themselves but for an innocent child, what would you do? Would you let the past win, or would you choose differently? Comment I don't know below if you're honestly not sure, because I wasn't sure either. Not for a long time. But I made a choice, and I'm going to tell you what it was. I didn't answer her that night. I told her to stay, gave her my bedroom, slept on the couch. At 3 a.m., I couldn't sleep. I walked to the doorway of my own room and watched my twin sister, my betrayer, my ghost, sleeping fitfully, her face pale in the moonlight. Her breathing shallow, she looked small, fragile, nothing like the confident woman who'd stood beside me at my wedding. Cancer will do that to a person. So will regret. I sat in the kitchen until the sun came up, made coffee, made a decision. When Vanessa shuffled out around 8 a.m., I was waiting. I want to meet her, I said. Lily, I want to meet my niece. Vanessa's eyes filled with hope. Really? I'm not promising anything, but I want to meet her before I decide. She nodded, started crying again. Thank you, Natalie. That's all I'm asking. Just meet her. You'll understand when you do. 2 days later, we flew to Phoenix. Vanessa could barely make the trip. She slept the whole flight, her head on my shoulder, like when we were kids, traveling to visit Dad for summer vacation. I didn't move, didn't wake her. I just stared out the window and wondered what the hell I was doing. A week ago, I was a successful, independent woman with a quiet life. Now I was flying across the country to potentially become a mother to a child I'd never met, a child whose father destroyed me, a child whose mother betrayed me, a child who, by some cruel cosmic joke, was named after me. The universe has a twisted sense of humor. Vanessa's apartment was tiny, one bedroom, barely furnished. "This is where you've been living?" I asked. She shrugged. "Ryan took everything. I started over with nothing." Sound familiar? A bitter joke. I didn't laugh. "Where is she?" "Neighbor's house. I wanted to prepare you first." "Prepare me for what?" Vanessa turned to face me. "She knows about you." I've told her stories her whole life, about her Aunt Natalie, the brave one, the kind one, the one who lives far away but loves her very much. "You told her I loved her?" "We've never even met." "I know, but I wanted her to have at least one good story about our family, even if it wasn't entirely true." My heart cracked a little. "Let's go get her," I said. The neighbor's house was 2 doors down. A kind-looking woman named Barbara. "She's been such a good girl," Barbara said. "We made cookies." And then she appeared. Lily, my niece, blonde hair and messy pigtails, green eyes wide and curious, holding a stuffed bear that had seen better days. She looked at me, then at Vanessa, then at me again. "Mommy, why is there 2 of you?" Vanessa laughed. The first real laugh I'd heard from her since she came back. "This is your Aunt Natalie, sweetheart, the one from the stories. Remember?" Lily studied me seriously. "You have the same face as Mommy." "I know." "We're twins. Like the twins in my class? Jake and Jackson?" "Exactly like that." She considered this. "Then, can you do magic tricks?" "Jake and Jackson can switch places and fool the teacher." I couldn't help it. I smiled. "I used to. A long time ago." "Cool," she said, and went back to playing with her bear. Just like that. "Cool." I stayed in Phoenix for a week. I got to know Lily. She was shy at first, cautious, testing me, but by day 3, she was showing me her drawings. By day 5, she asked me to braid her hair. By day 7, she fell asleep on my lap while we watched a movie. "She likes you," Vanessa said, watching from across the room. "She barely knows me. Kids know. They sense things." I looked at the little girl sleeping against me. Her weight, her warmth, her tiny breaths. She didn't ask to be part of this story. She didn't choose her father. She didn't choose her mother's mistakes. She was just a kid who needed someone. And somehow, against all logic, she'd already found her way into my heart. Before I left, I went with Vanessa to her doctor's appointment. "The cancer has spread to her liver," Dr. Patel said. "We can continue palliative care, but I want to be honest about the prognosis." "How long?" I asked. She looked at Vanessa, then at me. "With treatment, possibly 6 to 8 months. Without 3 to 4 months. My sister had 3 to 4 months to live. The woman who betrayed me, the woman who stole 7 years, the woman who, despite everything, was still my twin. In the car afterward, neither of us spoke. Finally, Vanessa said, "I'm not going to make it to her 7th birthday. It's in March." I pulled over, turned off the car. "I'll do it," I said. "What?" "Lily, I'll take her. When it's time. I'll be her family." Vanessa broke down completely. "Natalie, I don't deserve. No, you don't. But she does. And that's what matters." Before I committed to taking Lily, I needed to understand who her father really was. Not for me, for her. One day, she'd ask questions. I wanted to have answers. Vanessa gave me everything she'd found: court records, news articles, online forums where other victims shared their stories. I contacted a private investigator, a woman named Sarah Reeves, former detective, Ryan Castellano. She said, looking at his photo, "Yeah, I've seen this guy before. Different name, same face. How many women has he done this to? That I know of? 7. 7? He moves every 2 to 3 years, changes name, changes state, changes story. Always targets single women or unhappy marriages. Always charming. Always gone before they realize what happened." Sarah showed me the pattern. 2010, Jennifer Caldwell, Ohio, $40,000. 2012, you, Natalie, plus your sister, $63,000. 2014, Rachel Wong, Nevada, $85,000. 2017, Maria Santos, Arizona, $200,000. 2021, Catherine Price, Florida, $175,000. I stared at the list. He's still doing it right now? Probably. Men like Ryan don't stop. They can't. It's not about the money. They could work real jobs if they wanted. It's about the game, the control, the power of making someone fall in love with a person who doesn't exist. And the police can't stop him. Different jurisdictions, different names, no violence, so it's low priority. These guys are ghosts, Natalie. They know how to disappear. My hands were shaking, all those women, all that pain, and he just keeps going. Yeah, he does. I asked Sarah to connect me with some of the other victims. Jennifer Caldwell was first. "He made me feel like the most special person in the world," she said over the phone. "Like I was the only one who truly understood him." That's exactly what he told me. They all say the same thing. It's a script. We just don't know it until later. Maria Santos was harder to reach. When I finally got her on the phone, she was guarded. "Why are you calling? To tell me we're all stupid? That we should have seen the signs? No. To tell you it wasn't your fault. Any of it." She was quiet for a long moment. I spent 4 years thinking I was an idiot, that I deserved what happened because I was too naive, too trusting, me too. But the only person who deserves blame is him. "Yeah," she whispered. I'm starting to understand that. The more I learned, the more things shifted. For 7 years, I directed all my anger at Vanessa, my sister, the person I could see, could blame, could hate. But Ryan was the architect. He didn't just steal my money and my husband. He identified the crack in our family, my sister's insecurity, her need to feel special, her fear of being the lesser twin, and he exploited it. He made her believe she was rescuing him from an unhappy marriage. He made her believe I was the obstacle. He manipulated her the same way he manipulated me, just differently. I'm not saying Vanessa was innocent. She made choices, terrible choices, but she wasn't the mastermind. She was another victim. And somewhere out there, Ryan was still doing it to someone else. Right now, I want to stop here because this is important. We spend so much energy being angry at the wrong people, the spouse who cheated, the friend who lied, the family member who betrayed us. And yes, they made choices. They hurt us. But sometimes there's someone behind them, a manipulator, a puppet master, someone who creates chaos and walks away clean. If you've ever realized that the person you blamed wasn't the real enemy, if you've ever discovered that you were fighting the wrong battle. Comment wrong enemy below, because my sister wasn't my enemy. My husband wasn't even really my husband. The real enemy was a ghost named Ryan, who left destruction everywhere he went and never looked back. And I was about to decide whether to keep chasing him or let him go. The other victims and I formed a group, 7 women, all connected by one man: Jennifer in Ohio, Maria in Arizona, Rachel, Catherine, 2 others who preferred to stay anonymous, and me. We shared everything: how we met him, how he made us feel, how we discovered the truth. He told me I was his soulmate, Catherine said, that he'd never felt this way before. Same, said Rachel, word for word, like a script. It was a script, I realized. We were all in the same play. We just didn't know we were sharing the stage. Together, we compiled everything, every photo, every document, every lie. Sarah helped us file reports across multiple states, built a case that could actually be prosecuted if they ever found him. He can't hide forever, Sarah said. Eventually, someone will recognize him, and when they do, we'll be ready. But that was for the future. Right now, I had something more important to focus on. My sister was dying, and I had a little girl to prepare for. November turned to December, December to January. I moved to Phoenix temporarily. Someone had to be there. Vanessa got weaker every day. The hospice nurses came 3 times a week. Lily knew something was wrong. Kids always know. Mommy sleeps a lot, she said one night. Is she going to wake up? I didn't know how to answer. Mommy is sick, sweetheart. Very sick. But she loves you so much. I don't want her to be sick. I know. I don't either. She climbed into my lap. That had become her spot. Will you stay when Mommy can't take care of me anymore? My heart shattered. Yes, Lily. I'll stay. I promise. She nodded, satisfied. Okay, because I like you, Aunt Natalie. I like you too, sweetheart. So much. One night, Vanessa was lucid. Clear. Like the old Vanessa. For a few hours. We talked until 2 a.m. about everything. I've thought about that night every day for 7 years, she said. The night we left. So have I. I was so convinced I was in love. That Ryan was my destiny. That you would understand eventually. I didn't understand. Not for a long time. I know. And I'm so sorry, Natalie. For the note, for the money, for missing your life. I'm sorry for all of it. I held her hand. It was so thin now. All bones. I forgive you, I said. I didn't plan to say it. It just came out. And I realized I meant it. Not because she deserved it, but because I was tired of carrying the weight. You do? She whispered. Yeah, I do. We were both played by the same person. We both lost years to his game. I don't want to lose any more time to anger. She started crying. Weak tears, all she had left. Thank you, Nat. Thank you. We made it official the next week. Vanessa signed guardianship papers, everything legal, everything binding. When she passed, Lily would be mine. You're giving me the most precious thing in your life, I told her. I know. That's why it has to be you. What if I'm not good enough? Vanessa smiled. Weak, but real. You'll be great, Nat. You've always been the steady one. The one people could count on. That's exactly what Lily needs. I never wanted to be the steady one. I wanted to be the exciting one. Trust me, steady is better. Exciting nearly ruined my life. A dark joke. We both laughed. It felt strange. Laughing with my sister after everything, but also right. And like coming home after a very long journey. Vanessa wanted to leave something for Lily for when she was older. We set up a camera. I helped her sit up. made sure she looked okay. "Hi, sweet girl," she said to the camera. "If you're watching this, you're probably wondering about a lot of things. About me, about your dad, about why Aunt Natalie is the one raising you." She paused, gathered strength. "I made mistakes, Lily. Big ones. I hurt people I loved because I was selfish and scared and didn't think about consequences. I don't want you to grow up thinking I was perfect, because I wasn't. But I also want you to know you were the best thing I ever did. The only good decision in years of bad ones. And leaving you with Natalie isn't giving up. It's making sure you have the best possible chance. Your aunt is the most amazing person I know. She forgave me when I didn't deserve it. She showed up when she had every right to walk away. She's going to love you like crazy. I know it. Be good, sweet girl. Be kind. Be brave. And know that wherever I am, I'm watching over you. I love you forever, Mom." Vanessa Cooper died on February 19th, 2028. She was 35 years old, the same age I was, the same age we'd always be together from now on. I was holding her hand when she went. Lily was asleep in the other room. At the end, she opened her eyes, looked at me. "Thank you," she whispered, "for being my sister. Thank you for coming home," I said. She smiled, closed her eyes, and then she was gone. My twin, my other half, my ghost, gone. I sat with her body for a long time. I thought I'd feel relief or closure or something clean. Instead, I just felt sad. Sad for who she could have been. Sad for the years we lost. Sad for the little girl who would wake up without a mother, but also somewhere deep down, I felt peace. We'd found our way back to each other. That had to count for something. The funeral was small. Me, Lily, Mom, a few people from Phoenix who'd helped Vanessa near the end. Lily wore a purple dress because Mommy liked purple. She held my hand the whole time, didn't cry, just watched with those serious eyes. Afterward, she asked, "Where does Mommy go now?" "Somewhere peaceful," I said. "Somewhere she's not sick anymore." "Can she see me?" "I think so. I think she'll always be watching over you." Lily nodded, satisfied. "Okay. Can we get ice cream?" Mommy said we could have ice cream after. I almost laughed. "Yeah, sweetheart, we can get ice cream." We flew back to Minnesota 2 days later. Lily had never been on a plane before. She pressed her face to the window the whole time, watching the clouds. "Are we in heaven?" she asked. "No, honey, we're just really high up, but we're close to heaven." "Yeah, I guess we are." She was quiet for a minute. "So Mommy can see us right now?" I looked at the clouds, pink and gold in the sunset. "I think so, baby." "I think she can." Lily smiled and went back to watching, and I thought, this is my life now. This little girl, these questions, this responsibility. Terrifying, but also somehow exactly right. Before I finish this story, I want to say something to everyone who's ever lost years to someone else's choices, to everyone who's carried anger like a weight they couldn't put down, to everyone who's wondered if forgiveness makes you weak. It doesn't. Forgiving Vanessa didn't mean what she did was okay. It meant I was done letting it control me. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing freedom. If there's someone you're still carrying anger toward, think about it. Not for them. For you. You deserve peace. Even if they don't deserve forgiveness. Comment letting go below if you're ready to try. Now let me tell you how this story ends. I converted my office into Lily's room. Pink walls because she asked. Glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling because I remembered loving those as a kid. a photo of Vanessa on her nightstand, so she'd never forget. The first few weeks were hard. Lily cried at night, wanted her mommy, didn't understand why she couldn't go home. I held her, let her cry, didn't try to fix it with words because some pain can't be fixed, only survive. But slowly, things shifted. She started sleeping through the night. She started calling me Auntie Nat instead of Aunt Natalie. She started laughing again. Kids are resilient, more resilient than we give them credit for. And I learned something too. Love isn't just for people who deserve it. Love is a choice you make every day for the people who need it. Lily turned 7 inches March. We had a party, small, just the two of us and a few kids from her new school. She blew out the candles and I asked, "What did you wish for?" "Can't tell you." "Then it won't come true." Fair enough. Later, while she was playing with her new toys, she came over and hugged me. "I changed my mind," she said. "I can tell you my wish." "Yeah? What was it?" "I wished that you would stay forever." And I think it already came true. I couldn't speak, just held her. Forever. Yeah, I could do forever. It's been a year now since Vanessa died. Lily calls me Mom sometimes. I told her she doesn't have to, but she wants to. "You're my mom now," she says. "That's what moms are for." I never found Ryan. Maybe I never will. He's probably in another state, with another name, with another victim. But the support group is still active. 7 women who became friends through shared trauma. We look out for each other. Watch for his face online. Report sightings. One day, he'll be caught. I believe that. But even if he isn't, even if he disappears forever, I refuse to let him win. Because winning isn't about revenge. Winning is building a life so full of love that there's no room left for bitterness. And that's exactly what I'm doing. If you're still here, thank you. This story wasn't easy to tell, but I needed to tell it because somewhere out there, someone is in year 1 of the worst betrayal of their life, and they need to know it gets better. And somewhere else, someone is carrying anger that's eating them alive. And they need to know they can let it go. And somewhere else, someone is facing an impossible choice about forgiveness. And they need to know there's no wrong answer, just the one that gives them peace. Whatever you're carrying tonight, I hope you can put it down, even for a little while. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve love. Sweet dreams, everyone. And if you haven't already, forgive someone. Or forgive yourself, not because they deserve it, because you do. Subscribe if this story moved you. Hit the bell so you never miss a new story. And leave a comment telling me, who do you need to forgive? Until next time.